Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings with your host, me, Patricia Rivera Wolfson. I'm an intuitive coach, an energy practitioner, and a life strategist. And my goal is to help you amplify joy, love, and hope in the world, to help you navigate personal transformation, and to show up and help you um practice life so you can practice life so we can practice life together and becoming better people every single day. So today's show, we're going to talk a little bit about small steps, big changes, right? Healing isn't about perfection. It's about embracing who you are now, right? In this moment, we're all born as complete, perfect beings. I know it seems hard to believe, but it's really true. And over time, societal pressures, personal experiences, systemic challenges, they layer over that perfection. They just keep like building and piling onto us. And eventually, it's our job to slowly start stripping away those elements that don't resonate with who we are as a person deep down inside, right? But it takes a long time to figure that out. And that's the essence of the Me First framework. It's a practice, it's not a one time fix. You don't wake up one morning and go, wow, I'm healed. Perfect. No, it doesn't work that way, okay? Each day you practice. Each day I rely on the tools that I've developed through coaching and personal development and a lot of trial and error. And I share these tools because I feel like they're so important to my growth and my journey that I want to put them out there for you too. And I'm hoping that they will work for you, that they will resonate with you, and that there's something here that you can take away so that you can have an easier time, an easier day, and hopefully a better life, because that's the goal. All right. So if you're watching, say hi. We're going to go through things quickly because I have to, excuse me, still got that cold. I have to work with a client today, a personal organizing client. So, and that's early. So I will be jetting off. Don't forget that I do work with someone who does personal organizing. Better Living is the name. Her name is Andrea. So if you live in Long Island and you're local here and you need some help with personal organizing and decluttering and getting rid of the physical aspects of things in your home and or in your place of work, wherever it is, then please feel free to reach out and call me. Okay, so I did not bring the lighter. That's funny because I usually have a lighter in my pocket. Oh, I have a big lighter. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna light the candle. We're gonna do our ritual, and then we're gonna get. I'm gonna talk a little bit about taking small steps, and then we're gonna pull cards. We're gonna get the universe's take on taking small steps. I guess maybe we'll see. So sorry. All right. So we've lit the candle. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to stretch a little bit, shake it out, and then move on. Okay. Here we go. Deep breath in and hold and release. I bet you guys. Bet you guys are super glad that you tuned in to hear me cough today. Woot woot. Okay. Let's take 2 more deep breaths and hope I don't start coughing. Okay. Let's go. Another deep breath in. Hold and release. Kind of hard to do. Okay. Last one. Deep breath in. Hold and release. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to call in for our spiritual support team. Oh, got to do a little stretching. Sorry. I know I'm moving through this quickly, but it is important that we do these things, even if you do it just for 1 second, even if you stretch just one thing. That is the practice, right? You do one thing. You practice doing a little bit. And if you do one thing or a little bit each day, if you take one tiny step, then guess what? That's practice. And you get better at what you practice. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you practicing? Okay. And right now we're practicing stretching. Okay, I'm working, people. I'm working it out here. All right, let's call in for our spiritual support team because Lord knows I need help today as well as many other days. So let's do this. You go ahead and say your own prayer or whatever you do to connect with your spiritual support team. Okay, whatever that looks like for you. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of love and light connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping me set an intention that is in alignment with my highest good for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you for showing me the signs and synchronicities in messages, in nature, in music, movies, through the cards that I pull and the words of others today and always. I appreciate you. I serve you. And I'm grateful for any wisdom that you may have for me or the collective on this day and every day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Okay, let's get to it. So take a moment right now and set your intention or think about your GPS word. Think about what feeling you want to hold or you want to embody for the day. And while you think about that feeling, I'm going to remind you to go ahead and subscribe now to my YouTube channel at Me First TV. And if you want a personal reading, a strategy session, or a couples reading, my sessions are open. You can go ahead and book yourself an appointment. The link is in the description. Just go to calendly.com/jumpstart for change. Okay. And please follow me on the other social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, although I haven't posted a lot of TikTok, but maybe that'll change. All right. So, what I've learned on my journey is that healing isn't a one time event, it's a daily practice. It's what I keep trying to drill into your heads. It's about rediscovering the authentic version of yourself. The person who you were before life layered on all those expectations, systems, and traumas. It's about making conscious choices. It's about making small adjustments and intentionally bringing more of what you want into your life and more of what feels good into your life. So, when life feels really heavy, I ask myself, what can I do right now to feel a little better? Small micro changes make huge, huge impact on your life. Okay. So, sometimes if I don't know what's going to make me feel better, I will lean into my tools, right? I'll lean into my toolbox. And my toolbox is a collection of practices and resources that I turn to when life feels heavy. Okay. What are things that I turn to? Okay. We talk about it here every day in the sacred ritual. I use several tools. For example, I use a candle, right? And a candle as a tool is really good if you want to look at it, if you want to stare at it, if you want to, I know it seems silly, but as a meditation tool, right? If you find yourself kind of with your mind wandering, if you can look into the flame and allow yourself to be mesmerized by the flame, sometimes that can get you into a meditative state that works, right? And it doesn't have to be some type of official meditation or whatever you think that looks like. I think part of the practice and part of what I try to encourage here with the show and with our practices together is that it just has to work for you. It just has to be something simple that helps your mind switch into a perspective that feels better or that feels beneficial in some way to you, that helps you. All right. Essential oils, another thing that I use. This one is my usual head ease that I use from this company, Organic Infusions, and sometimes just smelling it. And part of the reason I didn't use it today, because of the same reason I haven't been using it lately, is because I have this hand thing. So essential oils will aggravate this and make it worse. So be aware of what you're using and how you're using it, and the tools that I introduce. If you have to talk to a medical professional, essential oils, definitely, like, don't use any oils that you don't know what they do or how your body reacts to them. I've had a lot of terrible situations happen because of not doing enough research about certain essential oils. So, but I do use them and I do encourage people to use them if they work for you. So I usually do it in the morning. And the reason I do it, in this sort of ritual setting is I light my candle, I use my essential oils, and I use it as, sort of like the Pavlov's theory. I use my essential oil before I go into like a calming meditative state to calm me, right? Because then what happens is when I'm not calm, when I'm freaking out, when I'm having a feeling of overwhelm, and I grab the essential oil that I used in my meditation, then that signals to my body, that smell signals to my body, I'm calm, I'm relaxed, everything's okay. So it is a way for you to trigger your physiological response in order to override your mental fog or your mental anxiety, right? So you're using your body, we're using these tools so that we can shift things, so that we can interrupt patterns, so that we can establish new practices that we can lean on in times of overwhelm, stress, or panic. You have to establish the tools before you get into that state, right? Before you panic, you have to know sort of what tools you have at your disposal. So, other things, excuse me, that I do, of course, that we do together in our Me First Mornings is prayer, right? And I call in my spiritual support team. I look to that spiritual support team for guidance, for support, for help, and it makes me feel better. It helps my body feel um, calm, right? It settles my anxiety. So that's another tool that I use. Meditation, okay? Oracle cards, all right? Oracle cards is, which we will be using today, is one of the tools that I use. Sometimes when I have questions and I'm feeling really stressed out and I don't know where to turn, I will turn to the Oracle cards. And in fact, I'm probably going to do a whole episode on how I use Oracle cards specifically to help me through challenging times or to help me navigate my own struggles. But we're not going to focus it on it too much today because today I just kind of want to cover like some of the tools or that I use. Obviously, within the show, we're going to do a lot of those tools and use a lot of those tools together. I'm going to continue to introduce them, but I just want to give you a list, right? And the reason I'm giving you that list is because, as I said, small shifts, right? Small changes, little adjustments that you make, little tools that you introduce can be game changers over time. When every time you feel anxiety, if you have a tool that you can use and you start practicing it, even just one time a week, that's better than never trying it at all. If you practice one thing one time, it's more practice than if you don't do it at all, okay? And that's what I'm trying to help you and encourage you to do, is to just test things out, to just practice, to make one small shift that can make a huge difference in your life, right? The You guys know the program, the course that I used to belong to years ago, which was Infinite Receiving with my friend Maru Yabicella. And I remember her telling the story once of these. I don't know. It was an analogy that she was using with the planes, right? And the idea was that if a plane shifts its trajectory by 1 degree, 1 degree, that shift can make that plane land in a whole other country. And that's just an example to let you know that one small shift in your mind, 1 degree of difference, one new action, one tiny step, when you start to accumulate those tiny steps over time, it can change your life's trajectory completely. It can completely shift the place that you find yourself in the future versus where you are now. And that's how we do it. That's how we transform. That's how we shift, is by making conscious and intentional choices each moment, each day, each time we're faced with a struggle or a challenge or a choice point, one of those crossroads. Okay. Also, I want to say that learning these tools and having these tools in my toolkit. It not only helps me, but it helps my children. It will help you too. Other things that I do is listen to podcasts and YouTube creators. I get books and my information from books. And when I'm feeling stressed out, sometimes I'll go and pick a passage from a book that I really like. Most of my books are self help books. I don't read for, like, I don't really read fiction. Sometimes I do, but not really. I usually go to like the self-help stuff. I love learning. And so my reading time goes into that. And so very often if I'm feeling stressed out or if I'm feeling lost a little bit, I will go to a book that has brought me comfort and maybe look for some points. Or I'll listen to a podcast, or I'll listen to a creator. Or, of course, the greatest tool that I have, and the greatest tool, hopefully, that you have too, is my people resources, right? My friends, my family, um, certainly my therapist, my coach, people that I have used in my life, people that I have surrounded myself in my life that can help me in different situations, that can help support me when I'm feeling lost. Because once again, it is not about independence. You know me, this show is all about interdependence. I want to become a fully functioning human being with all my gifts and talents on display, and then I can ask others who are fully functioning human beings whose gifts and talents are on display to support me in the things that maybe I need some support with. And what I've learned is that this isn't a one-time thing. And I've said this before and I'm going to repeat it again, right? Healing is not a one-time thing. It's not a one and done. You don't have this transcendent experience once in your life and then you're good. You're good to go. And then you just live a happy little life until you die. It doesn't work that way. We're constantly evolving. We're constantly changing. We're constantly shifting. We're constantly facing new experiences, new challenges, new aspects of our evolution. And in order to do that, we need to have the tools that we can face these things with. And that's what I'm hoping to give to you today and always, right? Whenever you watch my show, that's my goal, is I want to give you the tools that you can use for yourself so that you can start making decisions that help you feel in closer alignment with that highest self, with that true authentic self that is there and comes out to play whenever it feels safe. And we need to create the conditions where that part of you can feel safe to express itself fully all the time. Okay. So, in fact, you know what? That's what I'm going to use the cards for. I'm going to use the cards to ask what. Okay. And then we need to wrap this up because I'm running behind and I got to go to work. Different work. This is work too. But yeah, I have a client today that I do not want to be late for. So, here we go. I'm going to pull a card. And I'm going to ask, what can we do to help make ourselves feel safe? Safe to use our tools, safe to make small steps. Oh, 3 cards just popped out. Okay, here we go. Oh, interesting, the 3 cards that popped out. Okay, serendipity, right? We did this. This card came out the other day, serendipity, right? Which is the number 18, which turns into 9 because it's 8 plus 1 is 9. And serendipity is sort of trusting in the flow of the universe, trusting in what shows up for you, right? So feeling safe is practicing that trust with the universe, that things that happen are happening for you. They're for your highest good. All right. Now, the other thing is to be fair, right? Now, this card, to be fair, we're talking about what it is that we need to do to make ourselves feel safe, right? And 38 is the number here. 8 plus 3 is 11. So this is another sort of powerful card. To be fair. And I want you to think about what this tells me, to be fair. And then, of course, here's another card, number 31, which also turns to 4. It's about your foundation. Why? Okay. Why? Ask yourself why. What do you need to feel safe and why? Why do you need that to feel safe? What can you do? Right. And to be fair is a card about looking at the reality of things, right? Remember yesterday we talked about, getting real. Well, we've talked a lot about getting real in our healing journey. Getting real is truly looking at things from a non-biased perspective, from an observer's perspective, and being able to look at, okay, what do I really want out of my life? What do I really want to feel? Back to the GPS word, right? To be fair, right? This makes me think, like, to be fair, if I'm looking for peace, then I can't fight every step of the way, right? If I'm looking for abundance, then I cannot be focused on the lack, right? To be fair, what have you done that you have prevented yourself from feeling safe? How are you contributing to the feelings of not being safe, of not being able to express yourself, of not being able to step into this highest version of you? How have you contributed? So you really have to take responsibility here and think about that. And then this why card is, think about, what is your motivation? What is your motivation to move forward, right? Because if you can shift your perspective when you feel unsafe, maybe showing yourself, or you feel unsafe showing up in the world, or you feel unsafe making a phone call, you feel unsafe speaking up for yourself because you have a history of being silenced, or you have a generational history of being silenced, whatever that is that you hold so close to you and that really guides your decisions on a day-to-day basis, you need to ask yourself, why is it important to speak up now? Why do I need to step into my highest purpose? And to be fair, how am I holding myself back? You need to ask yourself, what are you doing to hold yourself back? And what do you need to do in order for you to feel safe to move forward? Because it's your responsibility. And when you make those changes, I want you to count on serendipity, okay? Count on the universe backing up your choices, backing up those moves. Like, you take one step, the universe will take another step towards you. You make a decision, the universe will clear the path for you. And that is what you need to focus on. You need to focus on, how can you practice? If your steps need to be smaller, then make them smaller. If they need to be easier, make them easier. If you need to not take some steps today and maybe you're going to try again tomorrow, that's okay too. You are the creator or the co creator of your life. You and God, you and your spiritual support team can work together, but you are the body, right? You're the physical part. Spirit cannot move you. You need to move yourself. And then spirit will clear the way with beautiful, serendipitous um, events, people, things that come into your life at just the right time because you are moving forward. You have to move. You're the body. Let spirit do everything else. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little short, but I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but we'll figure it out. I'm sure it's something to do with me first. In the meantime, I hope you have a really awesome day. Keep shining your light. I love you.